rest and play, so important. And it took me the longest time to learn about these two. I used to be moving so fast, running up and down escalators, going from one appointment to another. Even when I went on holiday, I'd be like rushing to the beach. I just didn't know how to do slow until I was forced to, until my body was like, no, not playing anymore, downing tools. And it took me quite a while to slow down. But eventually when I did, I was wondering why I was rushing so much. Why had that become so important? For what purpose? For what value? There's nothing really to justify it. I could come up with all sorts of reasons, but really, I needed not to just live in this part of my body, that there was this whole other part of me that needed rest and slowing down, and to appreciate life and just simply be rather than do, which I was doing. And if I wasn't having rest, forget about play. Didn't matter that I was building my wardrobe of this clothes and that clothes, of what I was going to wear, when and how. I just didn't have the energy for play. There was just no energy. I was on empty. And driven, ambitious, very adult. There was no room for play and being childlike and innocent and fun and doing things just for the hell of it, for the fun of it. It was just like a part of my life that got no attention. And now one of the ways, I have managed to have much more rest and play in my life and really appreciate them. Not for anything except for the pleasure of a rested body, a rested mind, and the opportunity to play. Only with children, with my nieces and nephews, I would just play with them. And that was my permission to be a child and not be thinking and not be analyzing and not be doing anything else. And then I got a taste for it, and I really valued it in my life and really appreciated it. And one of the ways that I do play is by dancing, music and dance. And that wasn't always the case. The box I talk about, the limitations we live in, I was always told I was clumsy, had no rhythm when I was at school, and at home as a child, I was the clumsy one. That I believed that, so I just never ventured outside my little box for fear of looking a fool. But eventually I did a training as an adult, much later in life, I have to say, that in this training, during every break, they would put on a calling song, which meant that you would hear the song and know that the break is over, and then you would dance to this song. And then they would put another song, so there'd be these two sort of songs and dances that you did. Just casually, no big deal. But if you were doing it for 3 days, that's at least 3 times, morning, lunch, and afternoon. And these people were just having fun, and it was just so nice. And eventually I got out of my head and just danced and got over myself and had a lot of fun. And it was, we were silly, and it was not a big deal. And it was just, it was just nice. And now, if you put music on, I can't sit still. Who knew? Now, the additional bonus to rest and play is that I became, first of all, really valued simply being, not the doing. I started to balance that. But I noticed that I was more productive when I had rest and play in my life. When my body was rested, I was more relaxed, more at ease, and there was joy and pleasure in doing the smallest things. And I was more creative. Sometimes I would be in the middle of a Zumba dance class and I'd have an insight about something I'd been thinking about but couldn't work out. And then just in the middle of the class, I had this massive insight that changed everything. And it was because I wasn't thinking about it. I was so in the moment. I was so present. And that's what... So life can be a lot easier than we realize when we actually have the ingredients of fun and play. So I'm curious about what is fun and play for you. And if there isn't rest and play in your lives, why not? And what can you do? It doesn't matter how small that is just for you. If you're taking care of others where there's no time for you, how you can make time for yourself, and how valuable it is to be able to have a laugh, to have fun, to be childlike, to be in the moment, to have quiet. To be doing nothing. I had no appreciation for all that. And I didn't realize how much I was missing out on. So let's talk more about that. How it works for you. How it works for me. And let's have a laugh about it too. Because we can take life ever so seriously and get lost in that rather than put things into perspective. And I only saw that when I had rest and play and time for reflection, time for quiet, time for not doing anything. It's precious.